on the next episode of Raw Conversation.
Right.
Jay, look, I'm gonna miss how thugged out you really are. I'm gonna miss the core of you. Like you thug on the low out here. Like
What? I'm a thug. I'm a what thug?
That's one of the things I realized in going through and watching some of the clips.
I can't hear the first part. I'm a what thug?
I said advocate.
Oh,
Thug.
and thug.
Advocate thug.
You definitely thugged out. But it's cool.
Raw Conversation has been rated adult by Dripping in Black Productions. Mature audiences only. Leah, the judge. Kente, Ross, the boss. Jay, the advocate. Key, the hustler. Welcome to Raw Conversation, a podcast for the smart, sexy, and grown. Now, here are your hosts.
Get started. I guess
All right,
we are started.
Let's get to it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us. Another episode of Raw Conversation. Follow us on all platforms at the Raw Convo. By now, you all know the flow and how things go. So our producers drop topics in the chat. We have very little information prior to the start. We have some general idea of what the topics will be. Then they drop it in the chat. We pick it off one by one, and we kind of go through it. And we just share our raw perspective and views. So we invite you to join in, to like, subscribe on all of our platforms. Follow us, drop us a line in the chat, talk to us, and we talk back. So follow us on all platforms at the Raw Convo. Let's see what we got lined up for today.
Well, we're going to do, this is actually our last recording of the season. So we are doing this season in review.
All right. How would you describe your overall experience as a co-host for the Raw inaugural season?
Inaugural, what that mean?
First. But this is our second season.
The start.
I wonder if they...
Oh.
So this is,
The first, yeah.
I guess we can kind of take this how we want, because technically this is maybe the second half of the first season.
Yeah.
That's how they can.
You know how all them shows these days, you had that mid-season finale.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so it's all in
Honestly,
one season.
Oh, this is still season one?
Yeah,
Well, hey, go figure. Go figure.
No, but
I just started watching myself because, you know, I like legit just started watching the Raw Conversation in its entirety.
What?
Yeah, I was nervous. Like, I'm gonna just talk. And if I said something, maybe I shouldn't have like said or whatever, I'm not gonna watch it.
You don't want to lament
it's out
over it.
there.
Yeah.
It's whatever. So I think after I watched it, I noticed that I would cut Key off sometimes. I was like, let me stop. And then, yeah.
You realized that on the last episode, though.
No, I started watching like a couple of times, like 4 episodos ago. So since April.
Oh, so you, okay.
You see a pattern. You see a pattern.
I saw a pattern, but then you started getting mean. Ross the boss, Ross the boss.
Who started getting me?
You started getting mean. But no, I think I got more comfortable with talking and reviewing it and being like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a valid point, or oh, that was a cool episode. So
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been different. Learned a lot.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've enjoyed it. You know, I've noticed a lot of the episodes I've noticed, it's like I've talked real loud. And so I've been trying to make conscious efforts. Yeah.
You talk loud?
What? Me? Talk loud. I'm talking like amplified. Like, I was like, man, I got to make more effort to talk lower, like almost at what I think will be too low. Because I'm thinking like, man, listeners and viewers, they probably get irritated by some of the stuff I say because it seemed like it came across too loud or too bold. And but you know, in terms of being the co-host, man, I really enjoyed it. I think that our chemistry has really, really gelled and meshed. I think that our respect, even when we disagree with each other's views, I think we still respect each other's opinion. And I don't think we're dealing with topics that are too heavy to where it's going to be divisive anyway. But I just think that our individuality really shows, but our ability to gel and mesh has been organic and natural as well.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with y'all. I don't know what to say.
Right.
I
Ditto.
Yeah, I actually like chatting with everybody. So as a co-host, I appreciate just the conversation. It's always fire to hear other perspectives. And to me, you're also intellectual and shit. You know what I mean? That I'm like, yo, if y'all saying it, it gotta be right. You know what I mean? So I definitely
be careful with that though.
Yeah. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it too. I was a little nervous starting again because I'm not really I'm a talker to my people, to my circle of people. But when it comes to like a new group, I'm kind of quiet. So I'm like, okay. And then not only a new group, it's going to be people going to get a chance to watch it. So it was just like, oh, everybody. I'm like, I'm not that interested for me to be trying to do this. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the different perspectives. I think we did gel well. And, I would look back on some of the conversations like, okay, maybe I need to speak up a little more. I looked at the one with, we talked about Will Smith and I'm like, girl, shut up. For me, I'm so sad that it happened. I'm so disappointed just because of how it overshadowed everything. I'm sad for Will because this was your night. This was it for you. And this is like, oh God, you did this. Of course, I feel bad for Chris and all the other people, Questlove and all those people.
Samuel.
But at the same time, I'm not one of them people that's condemning Will. I'm really not. I think he shouldn't have done it. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying he was right. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it's easy for us to say what we would have done in a situation, knowing everything. We don't have the emotions behind it. We don't know we don't know the look him and Jada may have got, or we got the camera views that were caught, but we don't know the everyday, day-to-day things they talk about. We don't know what happened between that joke and, between the cameras going back and forth. We don't know what was already on Will's mind. Because I mean, there was other stuff going on. I think we all can agree there was something else going on. Now, what, we don't know. I was talking a lot on that one, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was awesome.
So the producers asked me, do I think I'm funny? I mean, in the moment, I'm speaking my truth, but when I watch it, I'm like, that made no sense. That's funny. You're like the Stevie Wonder. I want to see Stevie Wonder like on tour, or I don't know if it would actually be fun traveling with Stevie Wonder.
I don't know why the hell you said Stevie.
I don't know why I said that.
What are you gonna see with Stevie? What are you gonna see with Stevie Wonder? You gonna travel the world with a person that can't see?
I always mess quotes up or someone's name, but y'all figure it out. So I put that out there.
Last week you said Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah. No. Enunciate.
The movie Boys to the Men. Not Boys.
I mean, you can't take yourself serious. You got to just go with the flow. What were some of your most memorable moments for you that you can recall?
I think it was Kente's word of the day. Like the first 8 episodes, he was gone. Like he had these words, he was throwing them out there. I like the fact that you used the word constituents. It made me smile because the only other person I heard use constituents is like Barack Obama. I mean, I'm not 100% sure what it means, but I can depend on my man. I forgot the big words.
I'm back.
Oh,
back, baby.
So I just always remember that, and him yelling out Scottie Pippen.
Pippen, man.
I'm like, yeah,
the greatest basketball players ever.
He's saying crazy comments, and we be like, "What?" but I love the rawness of it. So
Yeah.
that stands
I-
out.
Yeah, I think about that episode with Q talking about love is number 6 on the list. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Mhm.
All I know, if this question pops up, love isn't in my top 5 things for a relationship. It's like number 6 or 7, but
Wow.
love isn't in my top 5. Not at all.
Really?
Love ain't enough.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not enough, but that's kind of low.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Is it low?
It's easy.
Not
Top 3.
enough, not it's not everything, but to be 6th on the list,
Like number 6 on the list is kind of like, oh, we can go without it. I mean, it's not.
yeah, it's there.
The funny thing about that episode, I went back and watched it. Y'all changed my perspective on that.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
I mean, that's what happens when people come together and just kick it and talk.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
It changed my perspective. So love floating around like number 1 to 3. You know what I mean? But
Well, it moved up a
because
lot.
I don't know
Moved up more than half.
the unconditional toleration, and I think that's what I was talking about. Like, just because you love somebody unconditionally doesn't mean you have to unconditionally tolerate them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
For
I
sure.
agree with that. Okay.
For sure.
I think memorable, man, we had a lot. I just think like a lot of our discourse back and forth was real fruitful.
Mm-hmm.
I think you really push each other. I think a lot of great ideas came, like the episode about the author.
This one, I'm like, let me Google that. What the fuck?
Right. There we go. The word of the day is back, baby. But that episode we had about the Will Smith, you know, our disagreements about music and artists, and you know the infamous Jay-Z and Nas. You know, I think that those are some of the more memorable. I think we got a lot of traction out of those conversations.
Mhm.
The one about have a conversation, or what was it? Like when there's a disagreement, like have a conversation about it, or
let it go.
let it go. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Leah and I are like, have a conversation, talk it out. I find myself to be really diplomatic, so just want to come to a resolution.
I like y'all kind of argumentative. That's what it sounds like.
How does that sound argumentative?
I'm just saying, as I listen to what I'm hearing, it sounds like all these talk it outs is code word for let's argue. I don't know.
No, I said I'm very diplomatic, so I want to come to a resolution.
That's my opinion. Can I have an opinion? Can I not have an opinion on Raw Conversation?
Why do you
We want our viewers and listeners to have an opinion, but I can't have one.
It sounds like you the one who want to argue.
I can't have an opinion.
And then Kente is like, I think y'all being argumentative, and we're both on screen like, where are you getting it from?
Right.
It still does.
What are you talking about?
Still sounds argumentative. It still is.
Oh my goodness.
You wasn't want to argue. That's the only reason you would bring something like that back up. That's
Just trying to resolve the conflict.
All right. So, so Key, your shirt, is that Canvas Bully?
Yeah, yup, it is.
All right. So that's the homie.
What's that?
Straight up.
From high school, yeah.
What is that? What is that brand? Canvas
It's a
Blue.
brand, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was dope. One of my homeboys had it on. I seen it on Facebook, and he had threw me the contact, so I ordered one.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's called Canvas Bully, like art canvas.
Yeah, Bully. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What
I have to
were-
look it up.
You might have to check it out.
Yeah.
Favorite topic, I think relationships. We had a couple of them about relationships. That was fun.
I think I like the one about parenting.
Yeah,
Okay, that was a good one.
that was good. That's taking
was
it back. Yeah.
But yeah, the relationship ones, those never get old. There's always so much to explore.
Yeah.
I've grown so much since episode 1. Like, I was so toxic. I've been worked on my toxicity. I'd have been to therapy. I've been in the, you know what I mean? So when I look back, all right, give me it's for the poetry. All right, but yeah, for sure.
No, this is
Yeah, the
good.
relationship,
Yeah.
like starting off, man, it was all bad. That was that last summer.
Yeah. So we're a good influence on you, Key.
Just a little bitter.
Wait, how many episodes did we do? This all one season?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just get on when y'all tell me to get on.
I thought this was season 3.
Season 3. No, season 3.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, it's 21 episodes. Okay, that's a lot.
So
So
I
I
think
can
we
see.
started in 21. Or it's been
Oh.
21 episodes?
I don't think it's been 21 episodes.
That's a ton.
yeah.
I say about
Clarification, please.
Yeah,
This is the
Yeah.
21st episode.
Hey,
Okay.
we're grown out here now. 21, we grown.
wow,
Okay.
forever. 21.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
That is 3 seasons, Key. I agree. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if this was Netflix, that'd definitely be 3 seasons because you break it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Is there a topic that you would like to discuss in the future? You know, and I was just thinking of this, and I think I know myself, I kind of want to stay away from some of the heavy stuff. Too controversial.
Yeah.
But I think that it might be time to take it in that direction for the next season. I think it's too much going on for us as the intellectuals that we all are to not lend our brain trust to discussing some of those topics. Like it's so much going on in the world of politics, foreign and domestic, to where I think we need to kind of touch on some of those.
What's a topic that you're thinking? Like,
oh man, you think about what just happened in Buffalo, New York.
Or talking about the women's rights with abortion.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The
Okay.
leaked document about the Supreme Court about to overturn Roe versus Wade, or the war going on in Ukraine, or anything, and I think that what we offer is a reprieve from all of that, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. But some of this other stuff that are the heavier topics. Again, I was one of the ones who kind of wanted to stay away from that. Like I didn't want anything controversial.
Me too.
Me too. I mean, you weren't alone on that. Yeah. But I agree.
I was the only one. I was with whatever.
Yeah, Key was like, let's do it.
Quote me.
Yeah, I think it was more so for me. I agree with you too, Kente. It was like, for one, some stuff controversial, you don't necessarily want to put your views out there sometimes. But I think the other thing was, because so much is going on, like you said, this was a reprieve, and it's like, let's just laugh and talk and let's not get too heavy. But when we did the Will Smith episode, and that's not just a horrible thing, it was bad, but not in terms of world stuff, but I just liked talking about something current and getting some viewpoints on it. So I agree that maybe in the future, more current events, what's going on, maybe not every episode, just throw something a little more serious, maybe, or it don't even have to be serious. It could be something funny that happened, but just throw some of those in there.
Yep. One other topic that this might be kind of funny and controversial, Kevin Samuels. That might be something good to talk about or to visit. I'm sure you'll get a lot of different varying perspectives from our viewers and listeners to talk about that type of topic.
So what are your plans for your time off this summer while we're not recording, or until we come back? Any plans?
I'm floating, but stacking up. I feel like we about to hit a recession next year, so trying to stay, do a few flips, knock some projects out, and mind my business. That's pretty much it.
My Black-owned business.
I know that's right.
I'm resting. Yeah.
All summer?
Plan to go to Ghana.
Okay.
First time going to anywhere in Africa, so excited about that.
That's awesome.
You planning to go to Africa this summer?
Yeah, Ghana.
Oh wow.
Towards the later part of the summer.
Yeah, I got a few projects I'm working on. One of my homeboys and I are working on this documentary.
Okay.
And, the think tank still continuing that. I still got about 12 hours of footage that I need to edit, and it's dated, but I think that's going to be a good thing. I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I'm kind of inspired by Kanye West's documentary.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, all of that quote unquote dated material. But you know, he had the foresight. He was actually filming his documentary about his rise to stardom while he was ascending and rising.
The guy, what's his name?
Cootie.
Kanye wasn't filming it. It was
Kuda.
Kuda. Yeah. And when I watched that, I said, I try not to have opinions about people's life, but sometimes when it's someone that's a celebrity, you kind of like don't hold the same standard of like not dogging somebody or having opinions because they're like in public. And I was like, man, if I did say something, you know, bad about the new Kanye versus old Kanye, like I'm done. I'm dead with that, because you kind of just see what he went through, and he's a person, you know, and like just because you go to stardom doesn't mean people still shouldn't have empathy and give you the benefit of the doubt. You know, I know you put yourself out there, right? But that just that's his gift, and his gift happens to be something that's in the public eye. Some of us have a gift and it's not in the public eye, you know, so it's kind of like if he's just doing his purpose and he's in the public eye.
Yeah, for me, it reaffirmed my appreciation for him as an artist.
Yeah.
I had drifted from that. Like the current Kanye, it was hard for me to identify with him and like him and root for him and cheer for him. But I remember the Kanye that I was introduced to, where he was like on his way up, and that was through the Wire Kanye.
Yeah, it was. That was the rapper before Drake. You know, it wasn't the person who had to have all this street cred. It was, you know, college dropout. He went to college. You know, he wore the, you know, the collared shirt, the book bag. It was a different look. But yeah, super. It was a dope documentary.
And not only that, you really was introduced to his mom.
Right.
You saw the role that she played and affirming him. And, you know, even if you think about a very basic level, how frequently she spoke his name and how positively she spoke his name. And she would say his name at the beginning and end of almost everything. Kanye, come here, Kanye. Oh, that's good, Kanye. Oh, Kanye, that's so good. And it sounds kind of, you think like, man, this sounds kind of tolerant, but man, it worked, man. She spoke so much life into him. And I think that's what a lot of us lack, you know, students, adults, otherwise, period, man. That person that believes in us, that champions for us, and helps to motivate us and keep us going. So said that to say, my homeboy and I are working on the documentary, and I got my project that I've been working on for a few years now with some dated material that I'm gonna get to work with. And then some good news. I just got confirmation literally a couple hours ago that I got accepted into the educational doctoral program at Oakland University. So yeah, the coursework doesn't start until the fall, but the groundwork starts right now. So I got a few meetings that will be lined up for that, and I'm excited to dig deep. You know, I just finished the ed specialist, and no time to waste. I need to ride this momentum. You know, I need to, as they say, I need to swim with the tide, and it's coming in now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swim with it. So.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So
you know, something I will be working on that made me think about it when you said documentary. I am working on my book. So maybe about 40% in right now. I still don't have a title for it.
What's it about? I mean, just
that. It's a little autobiographical, but also like the road, and it's inspirational about like entrepreneurship and things like that. But I give like a lot of backstory on just who I am and how I learned the things that I learned. Yeah, so it's coming along pretty good.
That's cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. When are you aiming to have it done by?
I want to be done with the writing by the end of June. Now, that was the one class that I was good at, English. I know I talk with a lot of broken English, but I got busy, so I can type pretty good. And like from what I'm writing, like I'm my own worst critic, but it's actually pretty good content though. Like I wouldn't send it to boost me, but it's real. I'm like, oh, this shit kind of straight. I would read it if, you know what I mean, somebody else sent it to me, so it's cool.
That's awesome, Key.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing big this summer. I'm hoping to get somewhere nice, a trip somewhere. I had to cancel my trip to Cancun earlier this year because of COVID reasons, and I don't know what this summer gonna look like. You know, cases rising again, so who knows? But I would really like to get out of the country. I don't even care where at this point. I just want to get away. And then some more home improvement projects. Like during COVID, I've never been a no Ukraine. I'm sorry. But I've never been an artsy person, and I always used to get frustrated because, you know, I have friends that can really decorate. Like they'll look at something and do it, and I've never had that. That just to me wasn't my gift. But being in the house all this time and seeing stuff all the time in the house, I really developed an eye. So I've been decorating my house for the last year. So this summer I want to do, I enlisted my husband. We're going to do some flooring and just different things. And I figured if I mess up, I can always pay somebody later, but it's worth a try. And so yeah, I'm gonna work on
do it
that.
yourself.
Yeah.
Program.
Yeah.
I'll be doing a little bit of that with the land my nonprofit has, where we've acquired a couple of lots from the Detroit Land Bank Authority. So we have projects and things on there. So relaxing and also working on the land, I should say.
Yeah.
That's exciting. All y'all got some exciting stuff. All of us got some exciting stuff going on. Some projects that we're gonna move the needle on, and some rest and relaxation, because that's in all of our future. Well deserved, man. These last couple of years have been taxing.
R&R.
Yes.
For real.
Definitely.
All right. So it says on a scale of
relaxation, like he is ready.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being it sucked and 10 being fantastic, how would you rank the first season and explain? All right, what y'all think ranking wise?
About a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
I had it low at first, but as it went on, I think it goes. What was the word you used? I forgot. But I think the topics sometimes were so light when it was some shit that we could have really got busy on. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times we weren't really doing raw conversation until later on. It was more like chit chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like as maybe like after maybe like the 12th or 13th episode, we caught a flow. So it went up.
Hit our stride. Yeah, I'm around there, maybe more like a 6. I think in the beginning, again, we really never spoke to each other before.
Right.
So not only is this raw conversation being broadcasted for anybody to see for the rest of the existence of the internet, you know, we also, how raw are we when talking with people that we've really never had a raw conversation about? So we had to kind of like get to know each other to then be more open.
Yeah.
True.
And also be more comfortable about like your voice. Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I think we go ahead, Kente.
No, go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I totally agree in the beginning. The funny thing is, I think our episode 1, I don't remember it, but I remember when I looked back at it, I'm like, okay, we didn't really do that bad, because I was kind of concerned because we didn't know each other, and it's like, how we gonna really gel? I think that first episode really went well, but I do agree that it was still a stride we had to get. Even after that episode, if that was just one episode, okay, fine. But I think still the other episodes after it was still we trying to find our way. And I do think we hit a stride, and I think it came with the comfort of, you know, knowing a little more about each other. Kente can be sarcastic, but I don't think he was really, but he wasn't like that in the beginning. Like Jay, you said he got mean. I think
Oh
he just
yeah,
got
like
to,
you started calling me. I'm like, whoa.
yeah, I just
what's
think he just got
happening?
to know,
Like, you
got to know us, and it was just
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm gonna say what
like-
I'm gonna say, but in the beginning, you ain't gonna talk about nobody or say nothing. And
Yeah,
I don't
like,
know
what
you,
is
'cause it's like
this?
I don't know
Right.
how you gonna react to this. So I just think once the stride happened, once we kind of got to know each other, knew each other's point of view, knew how the other person joked around and everything.
Yeah.
But in terms of the scale, I would say about around there. I'll say a 7 though. I think if we have, I think the more topics we have that kind of like, not necessarily, and I don't want to say controversial, but just those topics that can have a lot of opinions, I think we do well with those topics. And so I think it can easily go up. Like I thought the Oscars episode was fire. I thought, all of us kind of just jumping in and, oh, what you think? No, that ain't right. All of that. I think that, so if we have some more things like that, I really see the ranking going up really quickly.
So I'm gonna take a few liberties here and apply 2 different scales to part 1 and part 2 of the season. I'm gonna weigh the second half of the season heavier than the first half. See, these are things that teachers or professors do when the grades come in, right? So you make a few adjustments. So I'm gonna give us closer to an 8, maybe even an 8.5. But
and
that's
10
only,
is like the best a podcast could be.
yeah, and that's only because so let me clarify, Jay.
Okay.
Not a 10 is the best that a podcast could be. A 10 is the best that we could be in our first season. So no, I don't think if I'm weighing us against the best podcast out there and that being a 10, so Drink Champs or whatever, no, I don't think we're 8.5 in comparison. But if the best we could be is a 10, I think that the second half of the season, way heavier than the first half. I could safely say I think that we're about an 8, 8.5. But I think the first half of the season is way less. And I don't think that it was as quality, but I think as we've grown, I think the second half of the season being weighed heavier kind of balances things out. So
when you merge those together for an average,
8.5.
No, you're right now it's 8.5, and then the beginning, whatever it was, when you merge them together.
No, those 2 merged together are at 8.5.
Oh.
Okay. So what is the separate scores for the?
I don't know. I don't know, because if I get too deep into the math, it might not average out.
It may not be the average. Okay.
The math may not be mathing.
But I mean, on that scale, I get it. I was rating it. I think we all were rating it on the best, like Jay said, the best the podcast can be. But if you're saying just
in terms of the best a podcast can be, but I didn't want to be like, like in terms of like the best.
Yeah, of course. We're not there yet. But
I didn't get my technology together till part 2.
Oh yeah, part 2 of 2. No. Right. But yeah, I get it. Okay, we on our last one. Anybody you all want to shout out for any reason at all as we close out this season 1 finale?
I want to give honor to God who's ahead of my life. No,
Thank you for waking me. Thank you for saving me.
No.
I'm gonna give a shout out to two entities. One is our producers. I'm looking at them as an entity because this is their vision that they help us to see. And as you all alluded to earlier, us not being a nucleus, like we were 4 individuals. And so they had the vision to bring us together for this. And I think that being a part,
nucleus key.
a part of that vision is, to be a part of that is pretty big. So that is one entity. And then their podcast, the original podcast, which is the Dripping in Black podcast. Dope concept that is very inspirational. And then the other, and I don't know if this is good etiquette or poor etiquette, because I'm about to shout out another podcast that I really draw inspiration from to kind of help govern me as a co-host for this podcast. And that is the Shop Talk podcast. And I was fortunate to be a guest on their show a few months back. And so I think that both of those platforms are very inspirational for me. What'd you say, Key?
You talking about Miles Dixon? Doc?
No.
Shop
No. This is Jay Johnson and my boy Damon that I went to high school with. They do it out of Oak Park, the studio in Oak Park.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Who y'all got? Who y'all wanna
Nobody.
Oh, stop it. I'm gonna shout out again. I mean, we ditto to the producers for bringing us all together and having a vision that we didn't necessarily see. Well, at least I'm gonna say I didn't necessarily see. But it worked. So I shout that out, and just for them even, considering me for this. So thank you guys. What else? I shot you guys out. We did it for real. And so I'm thankful to you all for embracing me and making me cry. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. And let's see.
Wow, like did she cry? Oh, okay.
No, I'm not crying. I'm just joking. And then my family, my husband and my son, who allowed me to shut myself away on these days and don't bother me. And just also my husband for one of the producers actually shouted out my husband, so I'm gonna shout him out. He helped with a lot of, I know in the beginning, he gave me some ideas that I've shared with the group. And so I thank him for supporting me and supporting us. And and then the viewers, my friends who supported by watching, I would think no one was watching, and every now and then I would get a comment to say, hey, I love last week's episode, or you guys are so funny. Or even it was funny, I'll make it quick. We my birthday this past year, went out to dinner, and some of my friends were like, so when is the next episode? Oh, I like the episode when so-and-so did this. And I didn't even know they were watching. No one has ever said anything, to me. So that just made me feel good. Like, wow, people are really watching, and not only watching, really liking it. Yeah. And so shout out to my friends and family.
Producers and viewers. Yeah. So yeah.
Why are you laughing, G?
I mean, I said nobody, but like, I mean,
life out here. That's it. Hey, I feel you though. I feel you.
Oh goodness.
So
all right.
Jay, look, I'm gonna miss how thugged out you really are. I'm gonna miss the core of you. Like you thug on the low out here. Like
what?
Thug.
I'm a thug. I'm a what thug?
That's one of the things I realized in going through and watching some of the clips.
I can't hear the first part. I'm a what thug?
I said advocate.
Oh, and thug.
Advocate thug.
You're definitely thugged out. But it's cool.
Yeah, I think that's a point that a lot of our viewers or listeners may miss the first go round. That Jay is, like you said, she's a bit of a thug out here.
What?
Her Tupac.
Yeah, she's a bit.
J-Pop.
Well, that might be the topic for one. How am I a thug? But I'll take it. Thug passion.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You know what are the moments though? Remember at that one point, Jay, I'm like, yo, Jay just as toxic as I am?
Yeah.
I'm like, she kind of saying what I'm saying. You was just smooth with it.
Yeah.
Those are the moments I remember. Yeah.
I agree. You go back and you take a close listen. Yeah.
No, we agreed on something. Y'all thought we agreed on things. And I was saying it in a more diplomatic way, but it wasn't the toxic stuff you were saying.
I see.
It wasn't. Because y'all have this perception of me and you like was just like if I say it, I say it. I mean it. It's not like I'm just saying part of what happened.
Don't bring it. I'm messing with you. You
He
good.
said I said what I said. Okay.
I said it. I'm not, y'all thinking it's like extra stuff I'm leaving out. And so you're thinking what I'm probably leaving out and then coming up with whatever you want to come up with. But it's cool.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's it. Man, season 1, or as Key would say, season 3 coming to a
Right.
I'm like, damn, how many episodes? I'm like, what? I'm like, damn, I done lost like 25 pounds since it started. I'm gonna go back and watch.
I did, yeah. Hair change. Lost weight, gained weight, lost weight. I was like, oh, different looking at yourself every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So viewers, listeners, here's what we need you all to do. We need for you all to stay in contact with us as we prepare for season 2. Let us know some topics that you all want to hear, discuss. If you want us to get into some more controversial things, drop us a line. If you want us to keep it the more lighthearted way, let us know that as well. But we've enjoyed you all sticking with us, but we don't want you to stop. We want you to stay connected. Because right now we just retooling for season 2 and we're looking forward to it. So make sure you still like, make sure you still subscribe, make sure you still follow us on all platforms at the RAW Convo. So, hey, even with team, man, we need to stay connected and we need to brainstorm some of these topics too. And so let's stay plugged in over this little vacation we're gonna take that we've earned and hit them hard with season 2.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great first season, you all.
Congratulations. We earned it.
Right. Yep. All right. Talk to y'all soon.
See y'all later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
You have just experienced a Dripping in Black production.